lovely people, my name's Nicole and today I have my June wrap up for you guys. I just want to jump right in and the first book I have is How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake. I first read this when I had an arc of it and then I loved it so much that I just had to pick up a physical copy. This is about a girl who is struggling with her relationship with her mother. Her mother is kind of flighty and impulsive and tends to think more about what she needs than what her daughter needs and just assumes that her daughter will go along with it and be fine. The book starts off with our main character getting home from a week away to find out that while she was gone, her mother moved them in with her new boyfriend. Problem is, her mom didn't have a boyfriend when she left. And turns out the mom's boyfriend's son is the main character's ex-boyfriend, who there was a lot of drama in that breakup. So she's trying to deal with that whole drama in her life while also falling for the new girl in town who's staying with her best friend. Then I got two different new-ish Rick Riordan books, Demigods and Magicians and Camp Half-Blood Confidential. These are both sort of additional content to the Percy Jackson series. This one is just a physical copy of the 3 short stories that has the Kane Chronicles Percy Jackson crossover, and this one is a kind of a field guide to Camp Half-Blood. I have read this one because I read the stories when they were ebooks. I have not had a chance to pick up this one yet. Then I got Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and this is the sequel to The Savage Song, which takes place in this world where monsters are real and they're created as a sort of side effect of acts of violence. And the series focuses on a human girl who wants to be monstrous to impress her mob boss father and a monster boy who just wants to be human, and their paths cross, and it's a duology. So this is the last book in the series and I cannot wait to start reading it. Then I got No Good Deed by Goldie Moldavsky, and I really enjoyed her first book. I actually have a full video review for her first book, In the Doobly-Doo, Kill the Boy Band, and so I thought I should probably pick up her second book. She's a very interesting, kind of quirky, dark sense of humor that is just a lot of fun to read. This book is about a group of kids who go to the summer camp that's like a philanthropy camp, and so they're all coming up with their different ideas for, you know, ways to save the world, and it turns into this like dark competition where they're trying to like out good guy each other. I don't know, it just sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun and really, really interesting. Then I got So Much I Want to Tell You by Anna Akana, and I love Anna Akana. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. This is her book. It's I believe a collection of essays that are sort of written to her sister who committed suicide when Anna was a teenager. So this is sort of Anna's story since then and some of the lessons that she's learned that she would pass on to her little sister if she were still here. Then I got New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson, and this is about a girl who lives in this dystopian world where there's the safe city, the sanctuary, where everything's all happy and joyful and safe, and then there's outside the walls of the sanctuary, and that is dangerous and rough, and she lives in Tartarus, which is a city run by a gang, and the only way to survive in the city is to join this gang, but the main character does not want to do that. She refuses to join the gang, and so she has to figure out how to survive on her own. Then I got The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson, and this is a sort of similarly dystopian story where the main character's family was murdered by this brutal gang, and so she's been on the run from them all her life, and she's trying to make her way to this oasis that is only known as the Sanctuary. But when she gets there, it turns out things might not be as idyllic as they were promised. Then, and this is like my super like nerd out kind of purchase of the month, I got Who Graphica. This is a book full of infographics about Doctor Who, and it is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. If you are a Doctor Who fan, I highly, highly, highly recommend picking this up. I have read this already because it's not a super long read because it's all infographics, but it is so much fun and it's so cool, and it's just like, oh my god, I love infographics. Then I got Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is the UK hardcover because I don't really like the American cover and I absolutely love the UK cover, so I just went on Book Depository and got myself the UK edition. I don't really know what this one's about, and I kind of like that. I know I really love Laini Taylor's writing. I know I love her book, so I'm okay with going into this one without a lot of knowledge of what it's about. I did read the description and I still can't quite get a handle on it, but I know it has something to do with there's a lot of magic and there's this mysterious lost city, and that's all I could decipher. but it sounds really cool, and I do love Laini Taylor's writing, so I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. Then I got The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, and if you haven't heard me talk about this book already, like, where have you been? I am obsessed with this book. It's so good. I have a full video review for it because I got an arc of it a while ago, and it's amazing. It's basically 18th century queers road tripping across Europe, and there's awesome discussions of racism and feminism and queerness of the time, and there's like some alchemy thrown in there, and there are like pirates thrown in there, and it's just amazing, and I love it. To give you a sense of the actual plot, it's about this teenager who is going on his tour of Europe, which is apparently a thing that they did in the 18th century, with his best friend and his sisters joining him for at least the first part of it before going off to finishing school. But this is kind of his last moment of freedom before he has to follow in his father's footsteps and become a noble man and stop drinking and flirting to excess. Our main character is bisexual, his best friend is biracial, and his sister is an awesome 18th century feminist. It's just amazing. I highly recommend it. I cannot sing the praises of this book enough. Then I got Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Shocker. This is the 20th anniversary edition that they came out with. It's so pretty, and this is the Ravenclaw version, of course. That's really all I have to say about this. It's another edition of Harry Potter. Then I got Wires and Nerves by Marissa Meyer. I was actually lucky enough to interview Marissa Meyer at her event at the grand opening of Brick and Mortar Books, so I will leave a link to that in the doobly-doo. You can check that out. This is a graphic novel that takes place after the Lunar Chronicles series and follows Aiko, who is the android best friend of Cinder. Then I got The Fashion Committee by Susan Juby, and this was an arc sent to me by Penguin Teen, so thank you so much, Penguin. And this is actually already out. I think the arc maybe got lost in the mail for a little bit. But this is about two teenagers, a girl who is so excited to be partaking in this contest that is all about fashion design. That's her passion, that's what she wants to do with her life, and she is determined to win. And then this guy who got into this contest and into this fashion design program kind of by mistake, and he is not at all fashion oriented. It's not his thing. He does not like it, but it's kind of the only opportunity he has to go to this amazing school, so he'll take what he can get. And I'm guessing the story is just sort of a competition between the two of them. Probably a romance. Then I got an arc of Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. This comes out in September, and in true E. Lockhart style, there is not much description of the plot. I will read you guys the description that's in here, but it doesn't give a lot of insight into what actually is happening. It says, Imogen is a runaway heiress, an orphan, a cook, and a cheat. Jewel is a fighter, a social chameleon, and an athlete. An intense friendship, a disappearance, a murder, or maybe two, a bad romance, or maybe three. Blunt objects, disguises, blood, and chocolate, the American dream, superheroes, spies, and villains. A girl who refuses to give people what they want from her. A girl who refuses to be the person she once was. Genuine fraud, you be the judge. I don't know what any of that means, but I am here for it, and I love E. Lockhart, so I am very, very excited to read this. Then I got Dreadnought by April Daniels, and I actually just finished this, so I'll talk about it in my wrap-up. This is about a girl who was closeted trans. She's spending her days secretly painting her toenails at the mall so that her parents would not find out that she was trans, but one day she kind of was in the wrong place at the right time, and she became a superhero. She was given the mantle of Dreadnought, who is the kind of the Superman of this world. He's the oldest and most well-known superhero. A couple different people have taken up the mantle since the original Dreadnought, and now it's her turn. And one of the things that the Dreadnought powers apparently do when they are given to someone is turn them into their ideal self. And all of a sudden, these powers transformed her body into what she's always wanted. Problem is that she now has to deal with her parents because she can't really hide the fact that she's trans anymore. And she also has to deal with the fact that she's a superhero now, and how do you deal with that? And while she's trying to process all of this, there's also this supervillain that killed the previous Dreadnought that she has to deal with. Then I got Runaways Volume 2. This is the complete collection Volume 2. I think I talked about Volume 1 in my previous haul, but I don't actually remember. So if I didn't, then I also got Runaways Volume 1. don't remember when, but I read it recently and I absolutely loved it, and so I had to pick up volume 2. Basically, this comic series is about a group of kids who find out that their parents are supervillains, and so they have to figure out, do they want to take down their parents? They call the cops and the cops don't do anything, and so they have to figure out how to take down their parents themselves, and each of them sort of figures out their own superhero kind of identity, and they form this group of runaway superheroes, and it's really, really, really cool and awesome, and I highly recommend it. Alright, so those are all the books I got this month. Let me know what you think of any of them in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of them, which one I should pick up next. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye!